Transfer Rater is back. Let's get on with the business of doing business. Stevie Nicol, Willian to Juventus because he's available on a free and they like a bit of a free.
Well, they do. They've certainly got a history of that. But they've got a history of bringing in quality for free, though. And that's what would happen if they brought Willian in. I can see no reason why they wouldn't do this and certainly try and make it happen. You know, as far as width is concerned, right now Juventus, in my opinion, are struggling for it. Douglas Costa has been inconsistent on the left-hand side. You don't know what you're getting. And on the right-hand side, there's not an awful lot. They've got Cuadrado, who primarily recently has been playing as a fullback. So this makes absolute sense to me why Willian would go to Juventus.
And Frank Lampard would want to keep him, right? Because he's been
well, I would think so, but he's on a free, so Frank doesn't have a choice.
Okay. Memphis Depay, back to Manchester United, even though there might be better suitors out there for him. They have first option if anyone comes in for a bid. We understand at this point there hasn't been any bid to Lyon.
In order for him to go back to Manchester United, they would have to do a couple of things. And that would be Rashford and Martial have wide roles. Because since Depay's gone back to France, and particularly with the international side, he's been sensational playing through the middle. So for him to go there, that would have to happen. Is that going to happen? I'm not so sure. The other thing is, does he really want to go back to a place where he had an absolute torrid? And if he ever wants an example of what can happen when you go back, look at Paul Pogba. So I'm going to say this is a miss.
Okay. Over 40 goals in just under 100 games as well, so he's in good form through the middle, as you said. Jadon Sancho to Liverpool, not Manchester United.
Yeah, to Liverpool would be a fantastic move for Liverpool. You know, when anything happens to that front three, the drop-off, in my opinion, is pretty severe with Origi. He has done a decent job, but the drop-off is way, way too much for my liking. Sancho going to Liverpool would solve that problem. There wouldn't really be much of a drop-off. The kid can play, the kid can score goals given the opportunity. And so for Liverpool, it would be a great move. For him, unfortunately, he's probably thinking, if I go to Liverpool, I'm not starting. And he's at the stage of his career where he needs to be a starter. And so, unfortunately, I think that rules out Liverpool.
Okay, the price they're talking about is probably about 15 times what it cost to bring him there 2 years ago. So Dortmund could cash in and do well wherever he goes. Ibrahimovic leaving LA Galaxy, back to Serie A, maybe Milan, who are desperate for anyone at the moment.
Yeah, that would pull at the heartstrings. He's been there before. He knows everything about Milan, whether it be the place or the team. Unfortunately, they're not a great team, and I think he wants to go somewhere and win something, and that's not going to happen at Milan. The question is, wherever he goes, in my opinion, he has to come off the bench, because he's not going to a top league at 38 years of age and playing week in and week out. It'd be great for a coach to have him coming off the bench for 30 minutes if he would accept that role. I'm not so sure he would accept it, so
okay,
you can have it over there.
All right. Just thinking maybe Inter actually with that kind of role and the chance to challenge Juventus.
If he's got any brains, the role's perfect for him. Unfortunately, his ego may get in the road.
Right. Edinson Cavani also available on a free come the summer. He'll be 33 to Inter Milan.
This I feel would be a great move for him at this stage of his career. You know, the money. Going and living in Miami.
Oh, it's into Miami. It's in Milan. Into Milan or Miami, whichever.
The problem is, generally teams in their first season struggle big time.
Yeah.
And that would be the only reason I would suggest to him to hold off a move. You know, if he's going to MLS next season, I would suggest he goes to an established side. Because, as I said, Inter Miami will come into the league. And listen, there is the odd team that starts off well, but generally they struggle. And it's no good for him to go and struggle. So I would suggest that it's going to be a miss for this year, but I wouldn't be surprised, maybe in 24 months, him coming to MLS.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.